What's up, guys? I'm Mike from Stocked Up, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a lot of news for you guys about the market today. Even though we had a pretty boring day in the market, we have news on how Robinhood's headquarters had a little trouble today, to say the least. But we're going to be talking about that. Also, we're going to be talking about some Biden and China news, and then also Disney earnings and how Disney stock is just exploding in after hours right now. At the end of the video, we have a $1.5 million option that we are eyeing for the next week in the market. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. But with that being said, Tom, what's going on with this Robinhood news?
Yeah, actually, CNBC reports that some Robinhood traders who can't get in touch with customer service are trying another tactic, showing up at their front door. And a handful of Robinhood's clients have actually driven to their headquarters in California, demanding to speak to a representative in some cases, and in some cases, vandalizing the property, according to police reports. And man, that's just crazy. Traders are going to Robinhood's headquarters and vandalizing the property because of what's been going on with blocking the purchase of GME and other stocks like that.
Wow, that's pretty crazy to say the least. I mean, not trying to back up Robinhood, but there were a lot of other brokers that also placed some restrictions. But yeah, that's crazy to see. I'm pretty surprised by that. What else is going on with the other news?
Yeah, just like you said earlier, Disney is flying up in after hours, hitting 198. Now it's at 194 and starting to come back down a little bit, but they had fantastic earnings, posting a 0.32 EPS versus a negative 0.448 estimate. So they really beat their earnings. And then as far as their subscribers go, they posted 94.9 million versus 26.5 million in the same quarter last year. That's very significant growth in Disney Plus subscribers. 94.9 million versus 26.5 million last year. That's fantastic growth, and their revenue is 16.25 billion versus 15.9 billion expected. So there's just another beat there, and that's why they're up so much in after hours.
For sure. So we have to go back over that again. So right now for Disney Plus, they have about 95 million subscribers. And at the same time last year, they only had 26 million. So that's a huge difference. And they really, like you said, Tom, they really beat estimates. So overall, it's great to see Disney doing this. And as this news comes out, they're actually breaking all-time highs. So I think this is great for the stock for the long term. And I'm excited to see how Disney Plus continues to grow even next year.
Yeah, and they even had those estimates come out where they were estimated to have this types of growth, and it looks like that they're actually making do on those estimates, and it looks like it's going in the direction that we all want it to go, and necessarily, which is up. So it's just fantastic for Disney Plus, and it's almost like we said before, they're almost becoming like a small form of Netflix right now.
For sure. So what other news happened in the market?
Yeah, there's actually some China news that came out today, and Joe Biden said that China is going to eat our lunch if the U.S. doesn't get moving on infrastructure. And he said they're investing a lot of money. They're investing billions of dollars in dealing with a whole lot of issues that relate to transportation, the environment, and a whole range of other things. So just keep in mind that we're going up against China right now, and he's kind of saying that they're kind of beating us as far as infrastructure and all these new energy things and all that type of stuff. But he also said that the U.S. Acquired 200 million more COVID vaccine doses, which is very interesting as well. So the more doses we can get, though, the better. So hopefully that helps us.
For sure. We had a pretty boring day in the market overall. We couldn't break all-time highs like we have been for the past couple days, but overall we're looking pretty good. But with that being said, let's get right into our member of the day. Today's member of the day is Christina. So she's always leaving great comments on the YouTube videos. As you guys know, comments really help grow our channel. Thank you so much, Christina, for all the positive comments. We really appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. For the first one, we are looking at Pepsi to the downside.
Yeah, make Pepsi go ahead and fall below 134.30, and this stock has just been taking a tumble the past few days.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have Intel to the upside.
Yeah, this stock's been doing great. Make them pass above $61, and even on a long-term chart, this stock is just looking fantastic.
All right, with the next one, we have HYLN. So I know this stock has a lot of hype today. In the past, when it runs, it tends to run a lot. It's up about 32% today alone. Overall, what levels should we be watching?
Yeah, I would really make it break above 21.31 in the morning. And then once it gets to 22, be a little careful of the resistance at 22.25.
Sounds good. So we are eyeing all of these plays for potential day trades. We are eyeing Pepsi potentially to the downside, and Intel and HYLN potentially to the upside for a quick day trade, only if they can break above the levels Tom listed. But now let's get right into the $1.5 million trade for next week. We are looking at the HYLN 25 strike call options that expire next Friday. There was about $1.5 million put into this. I think this is a very high risk, high reward play. There's two scenarios. I could see HYLN just like tanking off tomorrow and just all of the momentum dying. Or I can see like this can be a multi-day runner. It really depends on just the momentum and the sentiment overall. It's one of those stocks where it's really risky, but if it does continue up, it can really move up. So this is a very high risk, high reward type play. I would think that they're longing them. I mean, they have about a week worth of time. Then they're about $4 out of the money, which is kind of far out of the money for a $20 stock. But like I said, it's high risk, high reward.
Yeah, I think they're longing him too. It's just a very risky stock though, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at it.
For sure. Well, let's get right into our questions from the previous episode. We have R saying, will SNDL reach $5 tomorrow? So let's take a look. So it didn't reach $5 today. Overall, the trend is up, which is good to see. It had good momentum overall for the past week. However, it had a pretty horrible day today, down about 20%. Tom, do you see any like support levels or anything, or like any levels you're watching?
Yeah, I'm actually watching the 220 level on SNDL. They hit that a couple times today and then went up. And then also that was kind of where the stock kind of like consolidated for a little while the other day.
Good stuff. With the next question, we have Raymond saying, hey, Mike and Tom, love the show and appreciate all of the input you guys have on the market. I wanted to know your opinion on LIFE. I read an article saying how this stock might be good for the upside, but I don't know if I should put my money into it. So let's take a look at this one. Overall, I don't like the long-term chart. The short-term chart looks okay, but like if you go to like a max weekly chart, it just looks horrible. Like it hit highs of around $396 back in what is that? June of 2015.
Yeah, and it actually had a reverse split too.
Yeah, true. Exactly. So it actually had a 1 for 14 reverse split, which is horrible. And right now the stock's at about $6. Overall, I don't like it. It is, let's take a look. So it is like a biotherapeutics company, which can be good if they come out with some sort of crazy news or something like that. But overall, it's just not a play for me.
Yeah, me either. I mean, it's just one of those stocks. Just it's so low in price and has had reverse splits and stuff. So I just tend to stay away. But sometimes you can catch momentum, kind of like the other day here.
For sure. And then with the next question, we have Lucas saying, thank you guys. Do you have any comments on Apple? So, Tom, what are you thinking on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Apple's actually been moving down, but at the end of at the end of the day today, it actually kind of recovered back up, almost up to the 100 SMA, and I think it could almost go up tomorrow. I mean, it just depends what goes on. Whenever I look at the longer term 15-minute chart here, it just looks like it's in an overall trend to the downside. I think that that might continue, and hopefully, like with tech and the S&P 500, that can continue down for us as well.
Sounds good. With the next question, we have Vicky saying, can you guys please take a look at CRM and let me know your thoughts on the technicals? Such a great company, great fundamentals, great leadership, but it's been going nowhere since they announced the Slack purchase. It may well be the case the market will wait to understand the benefits of the Slack merge with them. So yes, it's definitely possible. Overall, I do like CRM for the long term. And definitely, the merger can definitely have a big impact on why it's been moving like this. Tom, what are you thinking with these technicals?
Yeah, with the technicals, it's at the 100 SMA right now, which is a pretty big level for it. You can see it's actually bounced off of that and then had pretty big moves to the upside. Hopefully, it can break this and move up for you. I think that there's a good resistance up here around 265, but I think that there's also a good resistance right where we're at now, right around 240 to 242. So just watch out for that in the short term. And but I think as long as that we can break 242.89, which was the high of today, then this stock might be good to good to go to the upside. And like you said, after they bought that company, they ended up going down, but that happens sometimes because those companies have to put cash out for that. So then keep in mind it might start going up in the long term now.
Good stuff. With the next question, we have Tyler asking us to look at NVIDIA. So this stock broke all-time highs today. It has a ton of momentum. I can see it's moving up a little bit in after hours. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this was our unusual option from yesterday. It looks hopefully those guys were longing those calls. They'd be up quite a bit quite a bit of money right now. I think they had 30 million on those. And man, that's all the way up to 613 in after hours. It looks like it's going to continue the run to the upside. I think it could maybe hit like 615. Just be very careful because it's been going up so much that it could have a quick little pullback here and there.
For sure. With the next question, we have Luke saying, love the content. What are your thoughts on CSCO? So this stock is a value stock. It's not going to, 10x in a year like Tesla or anything like that. But it definitely is a slow and steady stock. It has pretty well priced options, but then again, it doesn't move a ton. It's not too volatile. I think it's good for like a long-term hold. I don't love it. Like I said, it's just kind of like a slow and steady one. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And it's just a good long term hold, like you said. And it's almost in the middle of the range right now. You can see that sometimes it's down here around the $40 level. And now it's at like the 45 to 47 level. So hopefully it can kind of go back up to the 55 level up here at the top of the range.
For sure. With the next question, we have Patel saying another good one to watch is you. They were crazy oversold last week, and ARK tripled their position during the dip. So let's take a look at this one. Unity, Tom. So this is actually a recent IPO. That's actually pretty good, actually. I'm actually glad Patel brought that up. I kind of like that setup. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic company, and they have to do with video games and stuff. I think that they'll be fantastic for the long term, and everything they do with graphics and their Unity software and everything is just very good for developers and stuff like that. I think that it's just a fantastic company. They have a lot of employees and stuff. For the long term, I like it. For the short term, this is a pretty bearish setup here. But like you said, there's a pretty big dip here. It dipped from 150 all the way down to around 125 over the past like 5 or 6 days here. I think it's a pretty good pickup for the long term if you want to get shares or sell some puts here.
For sure, and especially that ARK bought into it. That's a good sign too. With the next question, we have Christopher saying, great show once again. What do you guys think of the semiconductor sector? What are your thoughts on HIMX? If there is a shortage, supply and demand will naturally create an increase in prices. So I love the sector overall. I'm sure Tom does too. Like AMD, NVIDIA, MU, Intel, and then he was also asking about HIMX. So overall, this looks to be doing pretty well. If we look at a max weekly, it looks pretty good overall. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's doing very good, at least in the short term. Man, it's up so much, though. I'd be really scared to buy some shares right here. But just like you said, the sector's due to go up overall. I'd rather get a stock, though, like AMD or Intel or something, I think that's a little safer. This one's a little bit more risky for me. And it's just a stock that I wouldn't throw like all of my portfolio into.
For sure. Well, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing I'm really watching right now is actually the metals market. I'm watching GLD. It's dipping down pretty good right now, which is awesome to see. It's moving below all these SMAs, which is just great. If GLD can move below like 170.67 or 170.70 tomorrow, I think it could be a pretty good play to the downside. Or if you see slash GC start moving down, then it could also do well.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day. And if you have a question, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.